Hey YouTube, I'm gonna make my labor and delivery video because I'm feeling much better. So today is Monday, which means I've been out of the hospital for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We got out on Friday, so a few days. Alright, so last Tuesday was the 16th of August, and I was sitting on this couch with my husband watching Night of the Roxbury. And I was starting to get tired, and my back was kind of hurting real low, but it was hurting for like the majority of the day, so didn't think much of it. So I started swaying on I guess they call it a birthing ball, like one of those exercising balls. So I started like just sitting on, I was like holding it like this and just going back and forth. And I got like pressure in my lower stomach, and I was like, oh, I guess I have to go to the bathroom maybe? So I go and I pee, and I had like a nightgown on. So I stood up and started like trailing, I felt like I was peeing myself. But I wasn't. And I just was like, oh, I don't know what to do. So I had like a towel, and I'm like walking into the living room, like kind of calm about it. And I'm like, I think we need to go to the hospital. He's like, are you bleeding? And I was like, no. And I put the towel on the ground, and I'm just standing above it, and I said, I think my water's breaking. Or it's broke. And it just started gushing out. Like, I thought it was the never-ending waterfall, felt like. It all happened so fast. I can't believe he's here. Okay, so I'm standing there, and he's like, what do we do? What do we do? And I'm like, call the doctor. Anyway, he just got a new phone, and so he doesn't have the doctor's number in there, and I have misplaced my phone. So we don't have the doctor's number. So I'm like, alright, just call the hospital and they'll transfer you or whatever. So he called the hospital and said, I think my wife's water just broke. And they said, okay, where do you go? And he told them, and they said, okay, well, that doctor will call you or whatever. So I get on the phone with her, and she's like, alright, well, you need to come in and we need to check you out. And I was like, alright. So I'm still standing in the same spot, like, I don't know what to do, alright. So, it was just like rough timing because, we had a labor and delivery class the Sunday before, and then we went through things that you should bring to the hospital with you. And I made a list, and I was like, alright, I'm going to make this week sometime. Anyway, didn't get to it on Monday, and here we are on Tuesday, and I have my list, and I'm like really trying to get everything together. My water's breaking all over the floor, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So, and Jose's like running around. By the way, he was really, really sick. He had a sinus infection, a massive cold, I guess. I was up with him the night before and all day, so I was exhausted. And now it's at 11 o'clock at night, and I haven't been sleeping very well. So we get to the hospital. My water is still breaking down the stairs, in the car, on the way up to delivery. And gosh, my hair is awesome. So we get up there, and they check us in, and I get my little gown on or whatever, and she checks my cervix, and I am 3 centimeters dilated. And she goes, well, you're 34 weeks, 34 and a half weeks, we're not going to stop it, your water broke, he's susceptible to get infection. Alright, sounds fine. She said, do you want to get Pitocin to help boost your contractions? And I said, no, I want to, wait and see if they progress by themselves. They didn't really. So they gave it to me, so we got there about 11:30ish. So they gave me Pitocin around 12:15, I guess. Yeah. And I started getting really bad contractions real fast. So, I really wanted to do all natural. It got to be 7 o'clock in the morning, not a minute of sleep, because every time I closed my eyes, I'd be like, Anyway, okay. I'm not gonna just make it sound bad. Okay, if I okay. If I had enough sleep, I probably could have made it longer. Um, because being awake for 28 hours is a long time. So I was throwing up, I was shaking, cold sweats. I couldn't sit, I couldn't stand, I couldn't get comfortable. And Jose's sleeping, right next to me, and I'm like, "Are you really sleeping right now? You're not gonna help me?" And he was like, "So sorry." He felt so bad, but he was so sick. Alright, so I got an epidural at like 7, I think it was 8 o'clock in the morning, between 7 and 8 in the morning. And they checked me again. They said, "You're 5 centimeters dilated." And I said, "Alright." Alright, so then they checked me at 10, and they checked me, no, it was like, checked me at 11, and I was 8 centimeters dilated. The epidural helped so much. I could finally get a couple hours of sleep. Then everybody started coming in and visiting, which was fine for the most part. Alright, so it was about 1 o'clock, about 1:30, and me, Jose, husband, my sister, his mom, and my stepmom were in the room. We're all just talking, hanging out. The nurse is in there just doing stuff, and the doctor comes in and said, "Can I check you? Is it okay if everybody's in here?" And I said, "Yeah, that's fine. Everybody's mostly on this side. There's nobody like in front." He checks me. He said, "You're at 10. You're fully phased. Could you do a practice push for me?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure." So I pushed, and he's like, "Okay, he's gonna come real fast." And I said, "Oh, okay." So he's like, "Let me just do a few more and see, how fast." And I was like, "Okay." So Jose's mom comes over, and she's holding my hand. Jose's holding the other hand, and he's like, "Alright, well, it's time." And Jose's like, to his mom, he's like, "Alright, Mom, come on, let's go. You gotta get out." She's like, "No." And he's like, "No, Mom, you have to leave now." And she's like, "Oh." She got like mad. And she left. Everybody left. It was just me and Jose. Oh my gosh! You see that? I'm leaking already. I just pumped. Alright, so everybody left, and it was just me and him. God, that's funny. And he came real fast. I mean, they said that I was pushing for an hour. Didn't feel like an hour. Felt like maybe half. And they I'd take a deep breath, do 3 pushes, and then I would get more breathing in between, so I had breaks, He came so fast, and since he was premature, they took him over, cleaned him up, put him on oxygen, made sure he could breathe by himself, let me hold him for about a minute and a half, and took him up to the NICU, which was kind of hard, but and Jose went up with him, and I took the placenta out, which came out fast. He's like, "Just give me a push," and I was like, and I opened my eyes, and I go, "Do you need another one?" And he's already turned around with it. So, yeah, that was fast. And I didn't tear or need the little cut thing. Everything went fine. So he weighed 4 pounds, 15 ounces, and was 17.5 inches long. And they told me I had to wait a couple hours before I could go see him because of the epidural. I was so numb, and you need to be able to stand up by yourself to go see him, they said. So I went. Gosh, I don't have a lot of time left. I'm gonna have to make 2 videos maybe. Okay, so after the epidural, after it wore off, I'm trying to remember how it happened. It was so fast. They wheeled me up to go see him, and I'm telling you, it was really hard to see him in that condition. They had the little goggles on his eyes, and they had this huge thing that came around. I can't remember what it was called. It's like the respirator went into his nose, And then they had like all these wires and the IV in his hand, and holding him, and I couldn't even see his face. It was hard to see him like that, you know. But since then, he has made such progress. I'm just so proud. They took the respirator off. They put him on a CPAP. It's just the little tube that goes across. They took the goggles off, and now he's completely off. He's breathing by himself, and he's breathing good. Like taking his respiratory rate is good. Then, when they first checked him for jaundice, his bilirubin was 4, and it wasn't bad. So they gave it another day, and it was 8, 14, 16. So they had 2 lights. Now they have 2 lights on him, and a Billy light pad that goes underneath him. And it's gone down, I think, 3 points since yesterday. So that's good. He's making progress. But now he has to keep his little goggles on because the light's so bright. I'm feeling so good. I'm surprised how well I'm doing. Little pain in my back. Not bad at all. I took some ibuprofen for a few days, but not anymore. This is my pump. And I am trying, I'm so not doing it right. I'm trying to pump every 2 to 3 hours, but it's more like 4 or 5. But they're saying that they have like enough milk for me for a few days, because I'm pumping a lot. So not expecting him. I haven't picked out a pediatrician. I felt like very overwhelmed real fast, because it all happened like bam, bam, bam. And yeah, so I'm trying to like do everything around the house, because they said he'll probably be home in 2 weeks from when he was born, so it'll be the first week of September. That's only like a week and a half away, so I'm getting real excited. You know, he's so cute, and I love him. He has so much hair, and the sweetest face I've ever seen. I love looking at him. And I breastfed him today, which went very well. I bottle fed him my breast milk last night. I try to go there about 3 times a day for 2 hours at least. And you know, it was really hard leaving the hospital to begin with on Friday. It was really hard to go to sleep at home on Friday. But every day it gets better, because I know he's doing better, and he is where he needs to be right now. But it's hard to tell yourself that, you know. So that's my labor and delivery story. I'm going to show you my stomach. I've lost about 10 pounds from before. So I'm feeling good. So that's good. Yeah, I guess that's it. I have picked out a pediatrician today, and I called him today. And I made an appointment for me for the 6 weeks after the labor. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna show you my belly. It looks so strange. It's so like mashed potato-y. That's what I like to refer to it as. So let me make sure you see. I know you like my dot. All right. Okay, so this is my belly. And of course I sew my line, but it's like really mushy. There it is. And my boobs hurt all the time. All the time. Well, not the boob itself, just the nipple, really. That looks funny. Alright, so as soon as he comes home, you'll have a live video of him. But I've tried to take a few videos at the NICU, and I have to like really quiet because of the other babies. That's funny how I do that. Okay. Oh god, I only have 15 seconds left. Okay, and yeah, so, and it's really dark in there, except right on him, and I only get to hold him if I'm breastfeeding, so I don't get to hold him much right now.